That took a turn
Whoa.
very fast.
Wait, when did we get here?
That took
Yeah, John.
a turn big time.
Do you understand? I've been starting.
Look at you passing the
Talang,
bag.
I've been feeling this way since we hooked up. I ain't walking away no matter what. Tell me what you're fighting for, and I will fight with you. Cause this is our love story. This is our journey. This is our love story. This is our journey.
Spicy. I don't know, what is that in the bedroom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that we have a child, is that a thing?
Well, it's been a challenge with Fez because we have not reached the point of kicking Fez out of our bedroom.
Why are you announcing that on this?
It is out there. So with that,
Mpoomy knows that, but not the whole world.
that's something that we had to work around on our spiciness, even though sometimes it would wake him up. That face is like, hey, what's going on here?
Yeah, so we don't always keep it in the bedroom too. I think it's really important not to just stick to the book, you know. The lounge is big enough.
We've got guests that come over, so.
Oh yeah, okay, that's awkward. Sorry, you asked.
How do we keep things spice in the bedroom? I mean, I'm the spice already. Mara, you can go on.
Excuse me.
You can go on.
Excuse you.
Tell the people, baby. Tell the people who is the spice. She's joking. Can we get a glass of water?
It's okay.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm
You
fine.
don't need-
You have a spice. How do you keep
Tell
it
the people.
spicy? I mean, like, I don't know how to answer that question.
A bit of role plays, you know, now and again. A bit of, yeah, come now, baby.
How
You're
do
getting
you keep
shy.
it? No.
She's
I
getting
never
so
thought
shy.
I'd get shy over this question
Come
for
on,
some
babe.
reason. I mean, like, it's spicy as it. I feel like it's spicy as it is. Like,
Yeah, but how?
a newlywed, so yes.
We newlyweds, it's a honeymoon phase, but still, the people want to know. I get
How
it.
do you keep it
How do you
spicy?
keep it? How do we keep it spicy? You know?
Spice up your whole house.
Yeah, meaning anywhere and everywhere in the house because it's only the two of us now. So anywhere goes, right?
Well,
Anywhere
that's
goes.
for now because, like you said, we are newlyweds. So I
Yeah.
guess you know, it's already spiced the fact that
You're not saying much, you know that. Let me speak for her. Listen, she dresses very well for me. And if I can say this on camera,
ooh,
I don't have to dress.
okay.
Well, she's, you know what I mean? We just role play and we have fun. We have fun. Yeah.
All right.
And we try, we adventurous in that we try out new things. If you know what I mean?
Okay.
New ways. We explore.
This is funny.
All right, guys.
What do you mean?
You know, there's position A and B, but then we go to C, D, and E, and we just
Okay.
explore all the alphabet, all those letters in the alphabet.
Yeah. Okay, yeah,
All
that is
positions.
spicy though.
Yeah.
That is
That is for Brandon, by the way. Yeah.
Buy lingerie.
We buy lingerie.
To break out.
I'm actually the one. Yes, like I'm the one. Yeah,
I pay.
but I pay. Well, he doesn't buy.
Who, me?
Yeah, I send
Sometimes,
you
yeah.
pictures.
Sometimes I send pictures
Well, yeah, he will send me pictures. You
to
know,
say,
like,
you know, this would look nice on you.
and then I'm like, okay.
But yeah, we've got one of those old Chinese beds, you know, those short ones. So there's these Chinese beds. When the beds that didn't have a base came in, those first ones are the one with the big headboard, and then it's just wood, and then you put the mattress. So we have that type of bed. So it has suffered, I think, a lot. It's almost on the floor. So yeah, we're looking to buy a bed that can carry us
For the next 10 years.
to the next, you know,
Hallelujah.
to the next decade, through the next decade. So that bed, yeah, turning is a challenge. You hear sounds, you know. So yeah, it's affecting the spice a bit because you are not sure if you'll fall through, you know, or not.
Wow.
But yeah, I think it's about being open. You know, when you are open and honest. I mean, every time I think I spank her like 24/7. Anywhere I'm passing her, I just hit her and I pass, regardless of where we are. You know, sometimes she's even shy because we are in a mall and we're walking around and I see, you know, the bumps and I'm like, and then she feels somehow she's busy checking people. But yeah, I've learned that people don't do much for you. That's why if Naledi wants jam every day, I mean,
It's jam.
who am I to argue?
So basically, we were married a few years, say 5 years, I think. And so the kids had gone to bed, and I put
This is funny.
rose petals from the door to our bedroom.
Now I'd come in from the studio now.
No, you came from somewhere where you were either singing or something.
I was in the studio
No, you weren't
somewhere,
in the studio. You were away. So I put these rose petals down and had the candles all lit in the lounge and all the way to the bedroom. And he walks in and he asks, "Is the electricity cut?" That's what I want to explain. He doesn't have
And what's all these things? And then you see, look, here's one part of my being romantic. I bought her, now I don't know how your audience is going to appreciate this, but anyway, I bought her a rose in England. When you open the rose, it was one of the most
It's not a
beautifully
flower.
scantily panties.
It wasn't a flower. It was actually a red.
I gave her this rose, but then she took the rose apart and put this panty in the line of the rose petals. And I'm coming and saying, why is the lights off? And why is your panty lying here?
So that's what I'm saying.
Well, we don't keep things spicy. I do. Yeah, it's not we. I'm not gonna lie to the people now and say it's me. It's always been my responsibility. She's more.
I mean, I grew up
She's
in
too much
Assemblies
of a
of
Christian,
God, guys.
like Usindisi, where like. And I think this is one of the times where I don't like salvation because it messed me up. Like, she's.
Well, I think our biggest.
She's slow. She's slow in the bedroom. She takes it easy. You know what she does?
Wait, the question is, how do you keep things spicy?
No, I'm going there.
Yeah.
I'm going there to say she's the kind of a person that just takes over when I've already started. So and then she acts like it's her thing now. I'm like, no, hey, chill. I did this. This is why you so to come on? No, let's not come on. I'm coming on. Like, chill. Don't.
I don't know what you want to hear. I can't give you detail. I've got three boys. 4 boys. I've got 4 boys. No, I think we just love each other and we express that. And in our expression of that, we want to be together. Yeah, I want to be with no one else. And I also think that we've had our share of fun and being out and dating people and being with people, and I think we really enjoy each other. So enough said about that. We don't, there's never like, well, what's happening with us? There's none. That's none of that. If you are the okay.
Me blushing? No.
There's kitchen counters, for the utilization of the people in the house. So, yeah, you just keep it moving. I think being creative and spontaneous.
Yeah.
Looking for detail.
Wow!
You're not telling me anything. Like, you can tell me counters, couch.
There's no details. I'm even starting to sweat now.
Me too, actually. What do you guys want to know? How much detail do you want to know?
And I think also learning each other's bodies. And because sometimes you would love something for a certain time, sometimes you don't. So it's learning, okay, he liked that, and then, okay, I didn't like that. But the communication might be, because you can't sit, okay, you can't really say that. Also, you can't say it while you're doing it, so you have to find a way.
I think our parents dealt us a blow in this department, as black people, because a lot of black people, they struggle around the communication of this thing,
saying
of the
time.
when do I actually say this thing? Do I say it when we are just chilling? Do I say it next week and then I get asked, why didn't you say at the time? Do I say
Mina
it
ngiyathanda
at
ukulala,
that
yabo.
time and then it passes out and then everything, you know, just dies. You just kill the moment. Because
Then
you're
it's
like, no, man. Like, okay. And then, you know, then the moment is gone, you know. Yeah,
It's
it's
quite
it's the
easy.
biggest challenge, I think, in marriage because it's not like you have options. You know, when I used to be a boyfriend back in the day, you know, you always have options to say, okay, long atung participanda. It's in your vakasha ngale. Ngibona abantu, it's in your bona abantu balele akasi kade ngingababoni, you know. But now in marriage, uhlale kaseliwa.
We are open to ideas, both of us. Even though she's not an initiator, but she accepts whatever that I come with. So we'll try any and everything. My thing is if it works for her, because I don't need anything. Me, she can just stand there, I'll be okay, just watching. So I don't, I'm easy. I think every guy is just easygoing. So the work is more on my side to kind of learn her. And yeah.
To be honest with you, you know what? For some reason this week, or not even this week, I think in the month of December, I've just been thinking about our relationship because for the first time in our marriage, we have never had issues, you know? We've had issues that we had to deal with, but it's never, you know, hit on us as much as it did from last year. Since we started a church, it's been more us fighting than us fixing something. So, but besides all of that, especially now that it started hitting on us, then I had to start reflecting on that particular area of our lives, you know, on our intimacy. I thought about it, you know, how life consumes us, you know, from doing what we're supposed to do, you know, how we only use lingerie when we go out to a hotel. That's the only time I carry that thing, you know. Otherwise at home, I wear my PJs, business. You know.
No, not PJs, babe.
I'm a pajama. But babe, it's pajamas. I don't wear
But babe,
ties.
it's long pants, babe.
But it's like pajama pants, right? Whether short or long. And but you know, I think for all of that time, with all the strains of life, honestly speaking, I think all of that has a potential of taking that away from you, you know. And now that time maybe I wasn't really paying attention to it that much, but since it started hitting on us, that's why it kind of came back to say, Ish, you know what, I think we've allowed things, you know, to happen for a long time. We've been dealing with things and not dealing with us, you know, to say, what is it that we can do to make our life, our intimacy more special or more interesting, you know?
Yeah, I think
we've got our things though, yabo? Yeah.
No, we do.
He's right.
Like we can.
Yeah, even if he's the one who initiates.
Yeah, no, we do.
Right.
We've even tried some styles before our bodies don't really allow. I know we would laugh. See, we're and I'm like, babe, let's do it tomorrow. It's not.
Let's try it another
the
day.
frog is not for us. It's killing me. Like, it's for other slimmer people, yeah. So, yeah.
Let's just say working from home
does help a lot.
Helps a lot.
Yeah.
Whereas
in the house.
When we did, they would take walks. What are walks for?
Yeah, even.
Well, yeah. I think you need to utilize every corner.
The time that's there.
Yeah, every single hour counts. And
it's
also
not going to be something that sort of like it's just scheduling.
You hate scheduling. I suggested that for another couple, not for our couple. I once suggested it to another couple on actually camera on my YouTube channel, and my husband was like, scheduling? Never. But it would work if nothing's, you know, happening. I would suggest it. So yeah, in terms of detail, starting off with showering together, I think that's a good way of getting closer to each other if the shower is big enough.
Yeah,
in the morning.
It's always been wherever looking for a place, hotels.
Is there a big shower, babe?
That's also standard. The shower department. Let's have a look at that first.
Yes. Is the shower big enough, babe? Are you gonna fit? Am I gonna fit? Okay. Are we gonna fit?
And yeah, can you say that Greece also? There was a lot of.
I'm surprised I came back still not pregnant.
When we were young, married, and I wanted to bring in the romance, Trevor is affectionate. He is.
I like people around.
He's kind, and and friendly, but he's not romantic. He's affectionate.
I don't let Valentine tell me when to buy flowers for her.
I want the flowers, and then give it to me on the 13th of February then,
But not knowing when it's coming, it comes. But I decide when to.
You have to be intentional. If you don't, he will forget. So you just say, we have to watch movies, we're going out on a date. You have to be taking walks. And when we're taking our walks, no cell phones. And then we'll take a walk, we hold each other's hand. You just have to be intentional, because you know how men, because they're so focused on, no, I need to be a man, and they're catching up. Remember, I think we were born behind in terms of where we're supposed to be. But so they're chasing that because, I'm a man of the house. I have to have this, but also remembering that you still need to, wow me, you need to surprise me. He's not a very romantic guy. Like, I gotta figure out my flowers, like, shem. And for him, it's like.
Yeah, last time I bought you like 3 bouquets of flowers.
Yeah, because
I even hired people to come and deliver.
Yeah, he hired people. Because,
literally to come deliver the flowers.
Shem.
They just kept coming,
Yeah.
I'm trying. I'm trying. I think that's the major difference between men and women. I think it will always boil down to that. For me, romantic is me being celebrated as a hero in the house, I work my butt off, literally. I try and solve whatever problem that comes. I try and make sure the family has everything they need and want. So every time I hit that milestone, and I get celebrated, for me, that's the spark. For me, that's it. After we've done that, get me my laptop and give me some fresh air. I'm fine. I'm good. And with her, it's the romantic stuff. It's the holding hands, the doing interviews. Going on holidays. Buying nice things. Sometimes we go. Sometimes we go and we buy lingerie. To say, okay, here's lingerie, and then I don't know when it's gonna be used. Like small torture, but it's fine. But yeah, it's you. You literally have to remain kids when you are alone and be adults. Be parents. You switch roles ever so often. We work in the same building. When we get in the building, we have to remember now we are employees. You get in the car, you remember, hey, oh baby, you get at home. Firstly, you are the employer because kona auntie. Sometimes nabantu bengadi, but again you are the parent. But as much as you are the parent, you are also a friend. So it's you switch between the different roles. But the most key one is keeping the spark. And the spark is knowing what the other person wants you to celebrate regarding her. And once you've figured that part out, and then everything else just flows. But don't feel bad when you forget. Sometimes you forget and you are running, but when you remember, you come back and you fix.
The reason why I love us is because we are adventurous. So therefore, we live for the moment, seize the moment, literally. And that, God has given us the gift of life. So why don't we just live the life? So meaning that we can do anything. So we're spontaneous in the sense of we can go do activities or bungee jumping or rock climbing, whatever. I know it's a bit scary for him, but he says, no, this is for my woman. Let's do this. If we could enter Amazing Race, we would enter Amazing Race because that's just how adventurous
we would be there.
And movies and simple ones are movies, going out every week, going out for movies, but also it's not only movies, but sitting down at a table, dinner and talking. I think talking out of the house. I think that's important when you talk outside of the house, because when you're in the house, it's like your routine, do this, do that. But when you're outside of the house, you feel like, oh, I can be lovey-dovey with my baby,
That's it.
Look at me and babe.
True. And to add on to that, it's like even with our YouTube channel personally, that's another factor. Like we have fun. We ensure that we create content and we get out there. Like you said, love, we adventurous. We're out there and the small giddy stuff that we used to do when we're dating, telling her that she's beautiful, telling her that, and she is. I'm not just trying to tell her what she wants to hear, but she is. So I would tell her, and yeah, there's other secrets I can't tell you. I can't tell that people. I can't tell her. There's some things that people just love your woman. It doesn't stop because you're married. You know, it's a continuation. Yes, there's more responsibilities. We get that, but.
Get out your comfort zone.
Get out of your comfort zone.
And,
I would say that, yeah.
You know, do what you thought you'd never do.
Yeah.
And just go for it. And know that you're with this person for life. When the kids are gone, you are left with your memories together.
Yeah, true.
So you need to keep going, keep striving.
Create memories.
Create memories continually.
I take her with me everywhere.
We are now able to do that because he was traveling. I traveled with him once we got married, and then once our second child came, it was a little bit more difficult for me to continue traveling. On the odd occasion, I went with him with the children, but it was a bit difficult. And then there were the odd occasions that I left the children at home with a family member and I could do short trips with him. And then there was a period, especially when the kids were teenagers, I just decided I'm going nowhere, I'm staying home, I'm being the mother at home.
Sacrifice both ways.
So once our last born got married, that's 3 years ago, almost 3 years ago.
Last born got married, yes.
Yeah, so now I travel with him constantly. And so we do manage to do that. But with regards to the relationship aspect, I must say you go through good times and the bad times and busy times and quieter times. And we did not manage to do too many getaway weekends. There were times I would try and schedule something like in the diary that we're going to, no matter what, the two of us are going to go away for 2 nights. You know, there would be a chance to do it. We did manage to do it on a few occasions, and there were just times that we just couldn't afford to do it also. But as we got older, or the kids got older actually, the time allowance came more. But in the last few years, there's been more romance. Like your kids are big and they're out of the way, so there's more of it. There's more of it now. So I think it's just a great season.
More than anything, it's to make time for each other, for us. Because the thing is, as you've mentioned with the little one, it's so easy just to get along, get in. It's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, get in with the week. But actually sit down, chat. How are things doing? How are things going? How's work? And then besides on that side, it's also going out. Because the thing is, we've always been very outdoorsy. Enjoy the outdoors. So yes, that has taken a bit of a backseat. Major backseat. So that's definitely something, because I mean we used to really go camping quite a lot, and that's something again we just wanted to add some time for Fez to grow a bit, and then we introduced the whole outdoorsy part for him as well. But more than anything, when we were with our nanny, we actually set days out that most would be spontaneous, not a set date night or anything. It's like, listen, this is where we're going. Or listen, I've asked Norma which was our previous nanny, to babysit. We'll be going here, or we'll take Fezi with. She'll come along. So I think that has been crucial to make time to actually go out and travel as well. Even though it's not too far, local, but still.
Greece was far.
Together.
Greece was very far without a baby.
But yeah, there was that.
Yeah, I think also just like on the time aspect, checking in. Like now I came home, I was out the whole morning, just to know if somebody's interested on how things went. We love to talk, obviously. Everyone loves to talk, especially women.
More you than me.
Yeah, but I want to say that listening makes such a difference. We don't notice how, when your husband is listening, you realize, or you feel, even if you don't mentally note that you matter. And that's a really good feeling. It does something to your self-esteem. As wives, sometimes they say we nag or we do this, and I think sometimes we do that because we don't feel like we are heard. But it's nice on the opposite spectrum when you are constantly heard without you even asking for it. So I think that does help a lot when you check in and you're actually listening. Like, you're like, how was your day? Oh, how did that meeting go? Oh, what did he say? Oh, really? The phone is down. My attention is fully on you. And I think those moments for me, I appreciate the most. Those moments for me gets me back to thinking, oh, we're still dating. Yeah. Because those were the times where we had no responsibility, no, nothing. I was at school, you were at varsity. Man, if the books are down, it's just me and you. You listening to me, I'm listening to you, and we're engaging. So we forget that we need that with each other. We need to listen more and talk less, and understand that this makes the next person feel like they matter, and the next person feel like they are a priority in your life. Yeah, I think that's one of the lifelines of the dating string in marriage.
I read a post on Instagram. The things that came natural when you were dating, you have to be intentional about them that now that you're married. Because along the way there's things that fall off because of different challenges. It's hard for men to love. It's hard for women to submit. I think this is why God kind of put it like that, because it's easy. I'm sure it's easy for him to submit. I'm sure. I don't even know what's going on in your marriage, but I'm sure there's a lot of things that he lets go of. Like, okay, babe, let's do your way. Let's paint blue. It's okay. let's do this, because it's easy for us to kind of submit. It's difficult for you guys, but it's difficult for us to love, especially the way you want to be loved. Because how Togo was, this is not how Tibelo is. It's totally a different story. What works for the Zondos doesn't work here. So this constant hugging, touching, kissing, hugging kind of falls out the window until you kind of say, hey, wake up. And then I'm like, okay, for the next 2 weeks, I'm on my game. And then 2 weeks later, it's like, okay, it kind of wears off. I'm just talking about me. Yeah. So it keeps becoming, I remember we were watching a marriage thing, and Mark Gunja was saying, girls, don't get tired of reminding him, because how our brains work is different from how your brain works. So now and again there's meetings. We just had one like 2 days ago. We almost didn't come here. Because I said to her, look, phone them, tell them we're not coming, because hey, apparently I've got a lot of things to fix. We can't go talk about marriage and we got so many problems. And here's the thing, I only find out when we have these meetings that there's so much going on that I didn't know about. I'm thinking I'm killing it. Like, I was like, listen, just like, call. In fact, this morning she said, hey, we going. I was like, oh, okay, you didn't call. So I was like, okay, let's go. Because in my mind, I'm thinking, look, I've got so much to sort out that you're not happy about. So I don't think I'm fit
to talk about,
to advise other couples, you know. And and I was asking her, why did you let me start a church? And I'm so whack. Like,
he's funny, you know. He would say things that are just out of this world. He still makes me laugh. We go out on dinner dates sometimes when we can. Yeah.
When we had a car, we used to take drives. Just get out of the house and say, she says turn left or right.
Yeah.
And we just turn wherever, and then we end up in Mpumalanga. Okay, let's book a room, we sleep. That's how we used to do it. So we are very spontaneous. Like now we can just go
plan.
Yeah, like now we can just go to Pitratif now from here. Just go to sleep there. That's how we are.
Yeah.
So, but we still keep it going. I still notice things about her. I tell her every day, you're beautiful, I love you.
Yeah.
That's how I'm not bad.
Yeah.
But when we have the meetings, it doesn't come through as if I'm like, now she's saying it's not like he's bad, but
smaller yellow things.
This is our love story. This is our journey.